Sure. Well, for each age level, there's different needs. So little dragons, ages 3 to 6, we teach them life skills, safety skills, and martial arts skills. And then junior achievers, anybody here have a younger brother or sister, 11 years and under? For junior achievers, think your younger brother or sister. We teach them character education, as well as health and fitness, like the exercise, as well as self-defense. And then for teens and adults, like you guys, it's a little bit more intense, a little bit more hardcore. Also character education, but a little bit more intense training if you want to get a great workout as well. But also a positive attitude towards life. And then the other program, which you used to be into with your dad and your brother, is a family training. We like to say at our school that our family that kicks together, sticks together.
Part of your Bully Buster program is to increase and spread awareness about bullying in schools. When you visit classrooms, what do you usually talk about?
Sure. We talk about assertiveness skills and nonverbal communication skills and communication skills. And I was just at W. Mitchell, where Connor was going to come and help us a little bit last year, and we did the entire school. And in fact, Bully Busters was featured in the media and newspapers, Costco magazine. Anybody ever go to Costco? It's like 1.5 million readers. And ever since last few months or so, we've been getting a lot of attention for Bully Busters.
Was there an incident in your life that made you create Bully Busters?
Yes. I was bullied myself when I was in grade 8. 2 ways I was bullied. None of them were physical. One of them was two popular girls in the class, and they would just have these racial epithets, making fun of my Asian heritage, because I was one of the few Asian guys. I think I was the only Vietnamese guy in my class. And the odd thing is, I guess now you would call them frenemies, because they were actually friends like in class, but during, lining up for after recess, they taunt me one after the other and whatnot. So that was kind of distressing and disturbing. And I think around that same time, there's a guy in an upper grade, like a big guy. As you can see, I'm not a physically imposing person, so a big guy in an upper grade. And he would just follow me up and down the streets all the time. Back then, as grade 8 or grade 7, it was quite terrifying for me. He never actually did anything. It was all psychological, but he would just follow me down the streets and watch my every move. And I try to hide behind an electric post or a car, go around the car, scare the crap out of me. So because of that, I held that feeling of fear for the longest time. But then I vowed to myself that when I grew up, that hopefully I could make a difference. Now that I'm an adult, I'm a black belt, I'm a parent, and my wife and I created this thing called Bully Busters, so that people like yourselves can live without fear, because no one deserves to live in fear. And so assertiveness, meaning your posture, how you carry yourself, the words you say, and the words you use, and how you carry yourself goes a long way to avoiding being a victim in the first place. I watched an interview once of convicted criminals, and they asked, how do you pick your victims? Because they select their victims. And they said, can anybody guess what those convicted criminals said they look for?
Yes.
Yeah, so they look for perceived weakness. Thank you. Anything else? Do you think they look for?
Maybe someone with negative sort of body language, perhaps looking down,
Yeah.
or not showing confidence.
Exactly. So poor body language, not paying attention. They say we look for people who are distracted, who are not paying attention. So if there's anything you want to be, remember I said body, mind, spirit? To be your best in school and all the activities that you do, anything you choose in life, you have to be present. You have to be present. Body, mind, spirit, you have to be here. So same thing with not being a victim in the first place, is you have to be present and then walk in with confidence, appropriate eye contact, having an assertive stance.
So you enjoy being a Taekwondo instructor, but if you could change one thing, what would it be?
That's a good question, Rachel. Thinking. That's a good question, eh? you know, to get to this point, I have my own strengths, just like all you folks have your own strengths. But it's also helpful to be aware of your own weaknesses. And sometimes your own strengths are also your own weaknesses. And I think my attention to detail, which has taken me, and then being a perfectionist to a certain point, and it has to be myself to do it, I also believe it kind of limited my growth. And you know what? The other word comes to mind is trust. You have to trust others. You can't do anything by yourself. I achieved a lot of success individually, but you know, I couldn't do it without the people along the way. In this case, my parents, my wife, my family, my brother. In this case, now my staff, my students. You gotta trust. You gotta trust yourself. And if I could trust others more. Does that help?
Yes, that helps. Why is your motto look good, feel good, be good?
Well, there's two. That's one of the older ones. But, you know, you want to look good, right? Meaning, my best definition of life balance is when your inside is equal to your outside. So you can tell your physical and emotional well-being by the way you look. Right? If I'm like, hey guys, how's it going? It's not going to be a good reflection, right? So you want to look good, present well. That's why martial arts, you know, you got to tie your belt properly. You got to have a clean uniform, have good posture. So the external appearances do count. You folks are going to be applying for jobs and stuff. You want to look employable. I said look good, but of course on the inside it counts as well. You want to feel good as well. You don't want to just put up a front as well. You want to feel good about yourself, have a good self-confidence, believe in yourself, and self-esteem, meaning you know that you feel that you're worthy. And I'm here to tell you, as far as I could tell, you know, you're all worthy. I mean, we're in Canada, we all have choices. As far as I know, you come from good families, you're taking this course, so you're all worthy. So feel good, and then be good. Meaning, I mentioned this earlier, pretend your actions will be on the front page of the newspaper tomorrow. Headlines. And is that something your parents would be proud of? Or is that something that you or your family members would be ashamed of? And hopefully every day they're going to be proud of. And now that if I look at me and my wife, her mom passed away from diabetes, her dad recently passed away, my dad passed away from diabetes. So I don't know how your relationship is with your parents exactly now, but I can definitely encourage you to cherish them now because they're not going to be around for a long time. And wherever you are becoming as a young man and woman, you reflect on those days when your parents are gone. So that's why I still try to live by that motto, look good, feel good, be good.
You've won many awards for your work in the community. Why is the community so important to you?
Well, I believe the purpose of life is to be the best you can be. But then once you got your stuff together, body, mind, spirit, is to make a difference in the world around you. Maybe because I was influenced by my parents, I guess. You know, my mom always donated to University of Ottawa to her church. My dad, when he passed away, you have to understand, he was a librarian. I don't even know if he'd be interviewed for such a thing, with an interesting job. I don't know how interesting that is. And yet, when it was his funeral on Somerset Street, Kelly Funeral Homes in Chinatown,